Guys like Tony Finau, and there are a few others, Frank, that I know you're...
This is really where the talent's coming from, Rich. Over 400 people that have graduated from the Web.com series, and really what we're seeing in countries as well. And what I'm surprised about is the youth of these players. A lot of these players aren't even 21 years of age. They could still be in college, but they're so close of joining golf's greatest stage.
And I know you're talking about a player like Justin Thomas, who comes out of Alabama, or maybe Carlos Ortiz of Mexico. These guys can really go.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, that is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, the scoring club is in hand now. Chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, coming from that left side, you've got a full view of this green. And you can see the mounds, too. Use the mounds to your advantage. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
Down to the par 4 12th, and it's a pretty short hole, Frank.
Yeah, Pete Dye often doesn't get enough credit for his short par 4s. This is a great example where one of the features of it is the blind second shot, just to give you a little bit of doubt on judging the distance. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air. That easy.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Holding steady now at 2 under par. One of the great things about this golf course, Frank, a variety of par 3s, different yardages. Here at the 13th, 181-yard par 3.
Yeah, this is where you have to be careful on the tee there. Anything left's just going to be eaten up by that lake. Matter of fact, if you hit one with a little bit of a hook and it catches the mound, it can still kick into the lake. So this one here, just be a little cautious on the tee. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Frank, 17 gets so much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13, par 3, is exciting in its own right.
It is, and it's actually more difficult than 17. One of the reasons it's longer, and also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch a ball roll all over this green and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Frank, as players get set to make that next step, to graduate to the PGA Tour, what part of their game has to really be sharp?
Well, nowadays, all the players are powerful, so you're looking for other things rather than straight power. One of those things is adaptability. When you get out there on that first year on the PGA Tour, remember, you're going to be playing these venues for the very first time against people that have played it 10, 15 times, perhaps, so they have an advantage. So you're going to have to adapt very, very quickly and put the time in. Well, the way that came out, really lucky to be on the fringe.
He'll still have a good chance to come out of here with a decent score. So, Frank, just from the fringe, what's the best way to hit this shot?
The best players with chip. This is going to be risky, though. I don't know if he's got the skill.
These are the kind of putts that keep a round going about 10 feet away for par. Getting set now over the putt. Well, you just can't make up ground if you don't make putts. Drop shot here at the 14th hole. So a tester from 4 feet. -2 for the day. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich. There's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away. This is definitely not going down.
It's going to be in the deep rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way,
Exactly.
Rich. It really did. Well, we've heard about this talent for a long while now. Birdie putt and a chance to get just one step closer to earning that golden ticket, chance to play the PGA Tour. Yeah, that was just begging there for a good putt.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. And that's a bogey. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in on our featured golfer here at the first. Stepping up to the first tee, sights set on posting another low number here in round two. Excellent looking shot here.
Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That is a solid par putt right there. Second hole here at Sawgrass, 532-yard par 5. Frank, considered one of the easier holes on the golf course, is that right?
Yeah, you don't have to hit it miles down there. Anything that turns a little to the player's left certainly helps. There are some trees down the left side. Just want to avoid those.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee.
Second shot.
Wouldn't say he's ecstatic, but not unhappy either.
24 feet. There'll be a lot of players much further away than that on this hole.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. Even par currently.
He's made it. Second hole, it's a par 5.
You'd think birdie or eagle off this team. We've seen a lot during the Players' Championship, but once again, you have to move that tee shot right to left. But be careful of those pines.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, how would you describe the bunker all along the right here at number 4?
Well, it looks like it never stops. It covers really the entire length of that tee shot down the right side. What a great shot.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. Settles in over the putt. He was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Now to the 5th. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
If you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, this will be from 200 yards, second shot. Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. So they get it to 2 under with that birdie. Another shortish par 4, the 393-yard par 4 6th. Frank, what's the challenge here?
Well, there's 2 bunkers down the left, but that's not really the problem. If you hug that left side, there's palm trees that come into play on that second shot.
Really good play off the tee, at least 300 yards and in the fairway. Frank, approach shot here at 6. Good chance to make birdie?
There is. You can almost cut this green into thirds. There's that front third, the left third, and of course the back third.
This is a good-looking shot. On the green with about 30 feet to go. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. He'll take par and move on. Frank, right where you want to be at the midway point of a tournament.
Yeah, you know your game's solid. The focus is more on the leader and that you can just go out and play. Excellent position to be in.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. This is the third round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. So we're into the weekend, Frank, and just remind people what's at stake here.
Top 50 players are going to go forward and play the big tour, the PGA Tour, the chance to play in major championships, the chance to become a star of the future. And right now, Rich, there's just 36 holes separating the dream.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, where's the difficulty on this approach here at the 10th?
It's really the shape of this green. That little front piece, you have to be right on the money there. And then, of course, that green starts to open up and then move to the right.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
So they'll tap in. Continues to roll the ball very well. Now to the 11th, par 5.
Good tee shot, and then you certainly think about hitting a hybrid or a lofted fairway wood into this green that's really narrow, one of the narrowest on the golf course. There's a little pot bunker left of this green when you go for two that often swallows up that second shot if it's a little bit too conservative. But there's a lake there. Seen more than one ball splash in the pond over the years.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, the scoring club is in hand now. Chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, coming from that left side, you've got a full view of this green. And you can see the mounds, too. Use the mounds to your advantage.
Just a beautiful approach shot. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
Now in the top 5 after that par. Now to the par 4 12th, and it's a pretty short hole, Frank.
Yeah, Pete Dye often doesn't get enough credit for his short par 4s. This is a great example where one of the features of it is the blind second shot, just to give you a little bit of doubt on judging the distance.
Frank, as we watch the Web.com Tour Finals, anyone in particular you think could be a breakout star? Someone like a Keegan Bradley who jumped right out onto the PGA Tour and won the PGA Championship in his first ever start in a major.
Well, this player that I'm looking at right now, yes, and I mean you out there. Look at that. A prodigy since the age of 2. A lot of people in the golf world have just been waiting for you to finally get to this point. And, well, time for me to watch, time for you to play.
Now the approach to the 12th, Frank. What's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Might be. Could be. That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. One of the great things about this golf course, Frank, a variety of par 3s, different yardages. Here at the 13th, 181-yard par 3.
Yeah, this is where you have to be careful on the tee there. Anything left's just going to be eaten up by that lake. Matter of fact, if you hit one with a little bit of a hook and it catches the mound, it can still kick into the lake. So this one here, just be a little cautious on the tee.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. And he makes it for par. Frank, historically in this great championship, 14 has proven to be a pivotal hole.
Everybody focuses on the finish here, but you're absolutely right, Rich. This can be an absolute scorecard record because if you spin your drive left, the drop back, perhaps on the ladies' tees, you can make 6 in a heartbeat. You try and air to the right, you can make 6 from the mounds. So a good drive down 14 gives you a chance for that fast finish.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Par yesterday, now for birdie.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with one round.
As that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
Hi.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. This is one of the most exciting days of the year in golf. It's the final round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the 4th and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. And Frank, this is the day that dreams are realized. And I'm talking about lifelong dreams.
You're exactly right, Rich. They say pressure is relevant, perhaps a putt to win a major championship or win a PGA Tour event. What about the thought of actually having another career? That's right, 18 holes. That's what it's going to take today. And maybe you have a career that's going to last for many a year going forward. But it all has to happen today.
Frank, the 15th hole certainly has the respect of the professionals.
But you're right, this is a positional hole where just keep the ball down the left center. You can't go too far, though, because you'll get blocked out or you'll run out of fairway. From there, it's really about knowing where the flag is, what position on the green, because this is another green that's not flat. If the second shot lands on the wrong portion of the green, it'll finish well away from the hole.
Respond.
Wait, this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Getting set now over the putt. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Well, not going to make par here. He needs this to only give up one. So that's a drop shot. Now the start of the gauntlet. 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, sadly, I've been there too often. In the water, you get down on yourself. What's the right way to approach this mentally?
Well, you've almost got to take a step backwards, Rich. This can add up so quickly. So give yourself a little pat on the back, say it's fine. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to hit bad shots. But the big thing now is to avoid 2 in a row.
This now the 4th shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
These putts keep the round together. Wow, I thought he made that. That's costly right there.
Painful.
Just a little tap in here. He's made it. Frank, how early in the round are you thinking about the shot at 17?
Well, when you're playing well, you're pushing it ahead. Maybe you don't think about it till 14 or 15. If you're struggling, you might be thinking it early as the 5th or the 6th hole. But put it this way, when you make the walk from 16 to 17, you are thinking of it every inch of the way.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
12 feet still to go. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Now the approach shot here to 18, just one last good swing, Frank.
There's a little false front here that you have to avoid, so something that pitches over that right bunker that lands a good 10 or so yards on this green is certainly the desired goal. Now, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Good putt. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like, I think seeing the guys tested, so seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Been some outstanding shot making to this point. Let's see what's happening now as we resume the action at the 7th. Coming to this middle portion of the round, Frank, the featured golfer, has really struggled.
Yeah, just a rough start, and it's going to be a case of trying to find a few things to really rectify this situation. Find some fairways, start finding some greens in regulation, give yourself some birdie opportunities. Take the pressure off your game.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Perfect. And in the hole. What a shot. .555-yard par 5 eighth hole. Frank, is this a two-shotter or a three-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 330-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it at first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway.
Second shot.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Well, at least he can draw on the experience from the previous hole. Again, in the bunker. Frank, not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
No, but Rich, to drop a shot here would really set him backwards.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Settles in over the putt. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Frank, the ninth hole at 452 yards with that water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards. Then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
Frank, the tee shot was certainly challenging, and this second shot is as well.
Yeah, both the tee shot and the second shot require you to come in from that left side. The green itself angles to the right a little bit. The trouble, as we know, is all on the right side. But this is one of those holes. You can see it on the tee and on the second shot. If you ride a 4 down, you're happy.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
This one has a good line. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, continuing at PGA West in the Career Builder Challenge. We're on the back nine now. Hole number 10 is 416 yards, a medium-length par 4. But again, player has to deal with water.
It is. This is a double dogleg, really. And if you don't get the ball in the fairway, you're going to kick yourself.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Now the second shot here at 10. This won't hurt him. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If he can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. We're here at the opening par 4 first. Frank, what's the best play here to avoid that bunker that cuts right at the fairway?
You've either got to move it from that left side of the fairway if you're a fader of the ball and just cut it back into the middle, or perhaps use that bunker that you've just referenced to turn it away from that. But you need a good one down the fairway because of the length of this hole, 450 yards. You do not want to have a long second shot out of that fairway bunker.
Always like to start off with a good one, Frank, and he has it right there.
Prime position, Rich.
All right, Frank, break down this approach shot here at hole number 1.
Well, typical Pete Dye confuses you straight out of the gate. Draw off the tee, and then you've got to hit that second shot in left to right. Look at the angle of that green. It points away to the right.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Now getting ready for the approach shot here at hole number 2. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Will make birdie if he holds this putt. Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
They're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Frank, this is our first par 3 of the day. The fourth, about 192 yards.
And it's called sandpit. So if you're not on the green, chances are you're getting that lob wedge or sand wedge out. The green is 36 yards deep. Got a nice little sort of hump and hollow roll to it. Mini roller coaster.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. Not a gimme, but well within his range. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, this looks like a fun hole. The first par 5 of the day, 535-yard fifth.
Yeah, as long as you've got something that doesn't go left off the tee shot and doesn't go right off the second shot, you'll be fine.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. What a hole this is. 255 yards, par 3, water everywhere you look. This is a real test.
Yeah, it's called Amen, and whatever religion that you subscribe to, you better say a prayer before this one.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
There's still some time. So that is a top 10 performance through 2 rounds, Frank.
It's always nice to know that you have a shot with 2 rounds left in the tournament.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Frank, again, this would appear to be a pretty good scoring opportunity.
This is so much about getting the distance right here. Bunkers on the left, there's the water to carry, that's needless to say, but also the mounding that's just behind the screen and to the right. It's very easy to just take the trouble out of play in the front and then find the trouble behind the screen. So second shot, judging the distance, imperative here.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Now at the long par 5 11th. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. Little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side. So you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Now the second shot to the par 5. All right, Frank, time to play a little pitch and putt right now. Good chance with a good shot here to make a 4.
Yeah, holes like this is where small ball can beat big ball.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But, well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Just a couple of feet. And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, Pete Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, what's the right play here? Second to the short 12th.
Short flags, obviously got to keep it on that front section. When you've got a back flag, you've got to get it over that little faint ridge that's in the middle of the screen. Got to go past that.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. A good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
You see the blend of holes here from the long par 5 to the short par 4, now to the 214-yard par 3 13th. Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
These are the kind of putts that keep a round going about 10 feet away for par. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, almost fell within just a few inches of dropping. So just a formality.
Well read.
Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This won't hurt him. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. And getting ready for the putt. Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
Yeah, and things are starting to tighten up right now. Going to see where the next move comes from.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today, it's the final round of the Career Builder Challenge.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, the 15th is called turning home. Time now to turn on the jets, and a good chance.
Yeah, after a good drive, once again, height's going to be rewarded here with the second shot. See the way that green is protected by the bunkers. So if you can come in here really high, get that to land soft, there's a lot of flags on this green that you can go at.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
And he's made the green. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Has his par. Now the par 5 16th, dog leg, and it's at 600 yards, so a little bit of an advantage to the big bomber, Frank.
Yeah, they can almost take a big chunk out of this hole by going down the left side. If you can take that bunker out of play, and that's a big hit to get past that, then all of a sudden, shortest point between two places is a straight line. You've really reduced this hole into something closer to 570 yards.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
Gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut. Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Unable to square up the club face, Frank.
Yeah, it was always starting right, and it looks like it's staying there.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Par yesterday. Now for birdie.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. So, Frank, you arrive on the tee box. What are you thinking here as you look out at the hole they call Alcatraz? Par 3 17th at 168 yards.
Well, we've seen it all here, Rich, from that hole-in-one that Lee Trevino had in the Skins game all the way back in 1987 to people splashing away left, right, and center. No advice here. You can see what's in front of you.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one, a very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. Because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
Frank, this approach shot seems pretty straightforward. Just don't hit it left.
Yeah, it's a tough second shot. It's that visual. Once again, you've got that green that's angled to the left. But once again, like a few holes out here, you do not have to hit directly at this flag. You're allowed to move that flag mentally 15, even 20 feet to the right. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Join that trio at the top.
Well, that'll wrap up our coverage of the final round. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We'll see you next week.